Alright, first up is the private island. I don't think a lot of people know about it because the game definitely does not tell you anything about it. Most of the big towns, so Fort Sterling, Thetford, Lyndhurst, so on and so forth, has this NPC that is kind of icon is a yellow mountain range. And what this guy does is you can buy your own private island from him. And in the private island, there's a lot of things you can do. You can build a farm, kind of animal raising place, vendors, so on and so forth. The first one costs, I think, $8,000, and every upgrade costs a little bit of gold. The thing I want to mention about the island is, you can see here, my island is in Lyndhurst. Because it's in Lyndhurst, it cost me 18,000 gold to get. Now, if I was to travel to Lyndhurst and do the same thing, it would be completely free. So traveling to your island from a different town than the one you founded it in is going to cost a lot of money, especially if you're carrying a lot of things. So make sure your island is going to be relatively close to either where you're going to be spending most of your time and or where most guilds are going to be spending, rather your guild is going to be spending time on. So the next tip is the map searching functionality. So this one, it's again really easy to miss because it's not UX friendly. It's up top in your main map. This is a search functionality. If you type in letters, there's an autocomplete functionality as well. And what you can use this for is to kind of figure out where certain maps are. So if a guild member is like, oh, I'm in Bridgewatch, and you have no idea where Bridgewatch is, type in Brid and it will automatically kind of pan your camera. Really useful, especially for new players that don't have their bearings in yet. Another thing you might not have noticed about the zone map or the world map is that each biome, each zone that you see on this map is specific to a particular resource. So for example, Umbrash, the desert-like area, is particular for leather. Glenmore, it's rocks. Mere pools up top here is fibers for cloth. Blin Bray is for rocks, and Celadon for wood, for plants or trees rather. In addition to that, certain times, certain maps will have an abundance event, and what this means is if you go to it, it will say boars and other wild animals. What you're gonna find is an abundance of animals there, so you can skin them. For example, in here you're gonna find, I think, boars and up to I think T4, so T5, a couple wolves, a lot more boars. I think boars are the standard. If you come up here, you're gonna find a lot of it's a bear and dire wolf, so you're gonna find a lot of bears and dire wolves here. And then if you come over here for the tree one, you're gonna find a lot more trees in that location. So if you need to do some big gathering, look for those abundance areas and go towards them, and you'll find a fantastic amount of the next step is the learning points. Learning points, you get 20 per day if you are premium, and I forget what the other one is. Essentially what learning points are is when you want to level up, I think maybe it's 10 per day for non-premium, but when you level up a skill, it costs a learning point. However, what you might not know or might not have noticed is the fact that you can actually unlock these skills at about 30% or so. So leather shoes, I need 30,831 to unlock the whole entire thing. But if I reach 30% of it, which is about 9k or so, right? Right? No, yeah, 9k or so. If I reach 9k or so, I can unlock it for 2 learning points. Now, this one I want to mention is that the longer you wait, the cheaper it is. So if you unlock it immediately at 30%, it's going to be 2 points. So things like, for example, these ones, nope, down here, they're quite expensive. This one, for example, is 40 learning points if I try to unlock it at 30. But if I wait till, let's say, 50%, 60%, 90% or so, this cost goes down. So you really need to figure out on your own what is beneficial for you. What my rule of thumb has been, if I can use it immediately, if I can use the reward immediately, I'll unlock it ASAP. If not, if it's something that I need to wait, I'll just wait a little bit so the learning points are a little bit cheaper. The next tip I want to mention is in crafting, is the focus meter. I didn't really realize it until somewhat later in the game where I was already focus capped. But focus is a unique mechanism that increases the return rate of your resources. What that means is, by default, most towns have 15%. Guilds, I think it's anywhere from 0 to 15, but in my guild right now is 0 at least. But what happens is when you toggle this on, it gives you a 30% resource return rate, so it boosts it up to 45. In that example, let's say we have enough, let's assume rather we have enough to make 100 work leather. So I have 100 of the 200 of these, right, and 100 of these. If I were to turn this 45% on, I would get back enough to create 45 work leather, and then if I keep using it, I'll get like 20 something, and then from 20 something like 9 something, and so on and so forth, right? So it's going to return 45% of whatever materials I use back to me. This is really useful when you want to do a long crafting, and let's say certain resources are rare, like the T5s, right? So if I'm going to craft 3 T5s, it is really hard to kind of get crafting on there. By allowing me to use my focus, I can get some of those materials back to me. So folks, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and learned something from it. I've been having a ton of fun with Albion Online, so expect some Albion Online videos coming soon. If you do like the video, please do like and subscribe, and until next time, peace!